l'adresse en tête. C'est chez qui?
Je suis l'esprit. Je ne suis pas coupable.
Rose from China, the original title in French is Rose de Chine. The Chinese title is 凉风抚心. 凉风 means the cool breeze, like the cool wind. Fu means gently touch, and xin is the heart. So the cool breeze gently touching the heart, which is a very Chinese and poetic title. And I hope it's going to be very much appreciated in China because it's my objective. This 35-minute short film is my first one. The main theme of the movie is about forgiveness and about how to get rid of guilt within us, to face ourselves and not to feel guilty about things, but to face and to act. I believe it's the only way to have inner peace, because it's the story of a young Chinese girl coming with her mother to spend few days in this hotel in the south of France, which was shot in a beautiful location in Dordogne, near Bordeaux, south of France. She is going to try to teach meditation to this man in grief. He has been in this state of sadness for 3 years after his pregnant wife died in a car accident that he was responsible of. He was driving. It's a dramatic tale, but also a spiritual journey. I hope I did my best to achieve the look, a fairy tale-ish look I was kind of looking for, and this is why I chose to work with Angénieux, one of my sponsors for the movie. We used the whole Optimo Prime series, and I think it was the best choice. It gives such an amazing cinematic, soft, deep, intense look. And inside the whole series, we asked Angénieux to put some glimmer glass with this integrated optical palette that they offer, to put some glimmer glass in two of them, the 24 and the 50 millimeters, that we only use to shoot Rose. I wanted her to pop up from the rest of the characters, to show that she's different, she's a saint coming to heal and rescue this Mathieu Mansart if he wants to. We can see in the image how subtle it is and how different the image look. And I really love this kind of feeling. The other reason that I choose Angénieux is because those kind of premium lenses, they counterbalance the sharpness of the V-RAPTOR. It's quite easy to work with, and I think we gain a lot of time with it. And I've been using the V-RAPTOR for 2 years now in every of my commercials for my clients. The workflow is so easy. It's so instinctive. It's so easy to take the camera from the Steadicam to a crane, or to put it on shoulder, and then on the Cartoni heads that we used for the whole movie. I had the chance to have an amazing sponsor, Cartoni. Cartoni is an Italian tripod manufacturer, one of the greatest of the world. We had so much fun working with those kind of gear. And the camera movement also was something that I really put some attention, that every movement was carefully thought in pre-production to have this kind of feeling that the manner is completely frozen. Rose has brought so many movements in the manner. It's very interesting to study, I think, the camera movements, and I hope I did a good job on when to be steady, when to have movements, when to shoot at a lower angle, and where to go from a different perspective. And when Rose arrives in the manner, there is some kind of soft yet very strong rays of light, just like as if they were piercing his heart and take it out from this sadness and chaos, to wake him up and say, now it's time for you to get connected to God. It was a kind of a difficult balance to achieve, and the second reason I used the V-RAPTOR is because of the strong colors and the deep colors we can have for this kind of tailish look. And talking about colors, I wanted to have this kind of sick greenish look coming out from Mathieu Mansart in his surroundings, also in his room, in the manor. And the further we go into the movie, is going to start to change. I'm not going to spoil everything, but he's going to start to change and to get closer to Rose's colors, which are this sweet pink, this innocent and pure pink and white colors. This was kind of really fun to work on. One of the most difficult shots was probably this one in the living room where Rose teaches meditation. It was very difficult to shoot because it's a small living room with a big chimney with 4 characters in it, and as we shot almost at 360 in this living room, it was kind of difficult. I wanted to have this kind of really blue nights, very strong blue nights compared to a 3200 Kelvin inside the manor with this kind of orange red, symbolize also innocence, just as the pink that she wears. There is some kind of a triadic colors in this scene that I really, really enjoyed to work with, compared to the B-cam shooting the character of Mary. So I really wanted to add some lighting points here and there to have this very well exposed image, especially with Rose and Charlotte, where I tried to control as much as I could the ratio contrast on their faces to have something really pure, really stable throughout the movie. And to contrast with that, I have this main character, Mathieu, in grief, who doesn't want to live anymore. And I tried to start from an 8:1 ratio contrast to go slowly to a 4:1 and then 2:1 ratio contrast, to start from a bad exposure of his face to a normal exposure, to match as much as possible as Rose, as the light of Rose. So it was a kind of a subtle work of lighting. And yeah, it's the first one, so I guess there are many mistakes, but I had so much fun and such an amazing team to work with. And this is why I think we kind of achieve a nice look, is because the team. The whole crew was going into one direction, and this was amazing to see the collective power that can bring projects like that. So the colorist Sébastien Baudemont, which I've been working with for 6 months on pre-production to see the look and the colors and how to get the perfect LUTs for the movies on set, and to work on it in post-production, it's amazing. And I wanted to thank the compositor Niranjan Samuel Barba, who is an amazing and talented musician. He composed a deep and poetic music that really goes with what I wanted, as something deep but soft, So it's kind of epic but gentle, and always to have this yin and yang balance within either the costumes or the acting as well. And this is why Octave, the villain, is kind of theatrical, and the opposite, Mansart, isn't showing any emotions at all. So I always had to contrast every characters. I kind of had this international team that I cared about, because I like to have a multicultural crew to get the movie from different angles, different perspectives. I think the more collective it is, the more universal and collective it is, the better for the project, of course, and not only a French team working on a French point of view, And of course, with these amazing actors as Xin Wang, this 12-year-old Chinese girl. She's amazing. She is so young and yet so talented. It wasn't too hard to direct her and to tell her what to do and what to show, what to not show, and where to smile, where to look, because she understood everything so spontaneously. She's such natural that it was really easy to work with. In this particular scene, she had trouble. It was difficult for her to get this position of teaching adults with the whole crew and the cameras, and I had to break her rhythm that was slightly going to something military, you know, by reciting her poetry. So I had to break this and tell her to change the words. And it was Sunny as a human being teaching another human being that we have this Holy Spirit inside of us that can connect us to God. And this is what the story is about, to get him connected to God and feel the cool breeze of the Holy Spirit coming out from the hands and from the top of the heads, as she explained in the movie, which is called the Tao in China, the mother of everything in the world. Because this movie was inspired by an Indian yoga practice called Sahaja Yoga, founded by a fantastic Indian woman called Srimataji. So it's a real experience that I wanted to show in the movie. It was one of the greatest scenes of the whole movie in terms of acting. It was a lot of joy and it was very touching. For her mother, Charlotte, which is played by Xin Wang, a very famous Chinese star, we used the KOMODO-X. It was kind of really nice to have the two cameras to see the differences in the look. I definitely prefer the V-RAPTOR, of course. Anyway, I learned so much during the shoot, during this whole fantastic experience, that I'm so grateful and I feel so blessed to have worked with those kind of people. As it was my first movie, it was the greatest experience of my young life of director and cinematographer. So if I had the opportunity to make this short film into a feature film, I would go for a musical, maybe, to go deeper and deeper in this tale, in this story. I'd go for it at 100%, of course.
Monsieur, nous avons des clients.
Ils peuvent pas nous laisser tranquille, là?
Wow, 这里一点都没变。
妈妈，这里好棒啊！
C'est pas vrai. Les Chinois. Alors comme ça, vous venez de Paris? On n'irait pas.
C'est grâce à la méditation, ça. Est-ce que ça peut vous aider aussi?
T'as l'adresse en tête? C'est chez qui?
Je suis l'esprit. Je ne suis pas coupable. C'est toi qui m'as l'air fatigué, Mathieu.
Jacques n'est pas marqué.
Aidez-moi, Seigneur, je vous en prie, aidez-moi! Aidez-moi!